The first thing that you're going to see when you look at your novel packet is you're going to see this pre-reading activity. And so all this is this is a chance for you to make some predictions about what you think is going to happen in the story. So you'll notice that it gives you a few different categories to look at. Most of these categories you already know, but I'm just going to talk about them real quick. A round character is a character that changes from the beginning to the end of the story. So this is just letting you know that Winnie Foster, one of the characters we learn about at the beginning, is a round character, which means that at some point in this novel, there's going to be a change in her. It's going to be really significant. And then flat characters are the opposite. So all of these characters below are characters that will pretty much remain the same throughout the book. They may change a little bit, but for the most part, their personalities, their traits are going to remain the same. There's a couple of different conflicts that you're going to look at here, and it tells you the type of conflict and what kind of conflict there's going to be. Gives you some symbols to look at, the setting, the genre of the book, and the theme. So the theme is the main message of the book. So when you look at all of this, what you're doing is you're saying, okay, what do I think the plot is going to be about? And so when you make this plot prediction, you need to make a prediction about the beginning, middle, and the end of your story. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I might do that. So I'm looking at my plot prediction paper right now, and I'm just going to make some predictions about what I think this story is going to be about. So let's see, Winnie Foster, looks like she's important. I'm going to look at this tree gap setting too. Maybe what I could start with is something about Winnie living in tree gap. So I might say for the beginning of my plot prediction, Winnie Foster is a girl who lives in tree gap. And is there anything else that I can know about tree gap from this? It says in the setting that tree gap, it's in a time where the main transportation was a horse and wagon. So I might be able to use that in my plot prediction as well. Winnie Foster is a girl who lives in tree gap in the 1800s. So I just use that information to start my plot prediction. What happens next in the story I'm predicting here? Maybe I'll look at the conflict, because I know that conflict is supposed to happen in the middle of the story. So maybe Winnie finds a man in a yellow suit, and he's very evil, and he's trying to get her to maybe he's trying to get her to drink from the spring in Tree Gap. I don't know. I'm just making a prediction. So I could maybe add here in this story, Winnie encounters, which means that she meets a man in a yellow suit who tries to force her to drink from the water in Tree Gap. It doesn't matter if this is right or not. We're just predicting what's going to happen. So I've got a beginning, I've got a middle. I need to think about maybe what I predict is going to happen at the end of the story. I'm looking at the theme. The circle of life, birth and death is a necessary part of life. So what do I think this means for the ending? Maybe what I could say is, in the end, Winnie is able to resist drinking water from the spring and makes the man in the yellow suit leave Tree Gap. Now you'll notice that I didn't include anything about flat characters, symbols, setting. I don't have to put every single detail in here, but I need to use these categories to come up with what I think the plot of this is going to be, beginning, middle, and end. So 3 sentences minimum is all this takes.